Hey guys, I know it's been a long time since I've gotten up with you. Just had a million things going on with the rental properties and with another business that we're running. But anyway, we are heading out today to our double wide that we set in June. We just evicted the tenants, and that has been an entire hassle, really since they moved in July 1st. We got about 2 months worth of payments from them here and there, off and on. They got some local rent relief support and eventually just weren't able to make the payments. So they've been behind since December with no payments. We got a successful eviction. We're in Virginia, and so we have literally been working on this eviction since probably before Christmas. Which in terms of evictions in some other states is actually pretty good, and I really have no complaints about the process. It went really well. We had all of our paperwork in order, and we breezed through both of the hearings and had no issues whatsoever. I will tell you, for anybody who is doing an eviction, especially in Virginia, paperwork, documentation, have to have it all in order, I's dotted, T's crossed, because if not, I watched about 50% of the cases on our docket get thrown out for paperwork, wrong notices, things like that. In Virginia, we're required to supply our tenants a 14-day notice after non-payment of rent, which gives them 14 days to basically bring their balance to zero or pay the rent, and you know, get back to where they should be. After that 14 days, we can technically file for an eviction. Since we own more than 4 properties, that changes a little bit. Virginia tells us that there's some specific conditions that we have to go and offer the tenants, such as payment plans, and assist them in filing for rent relief, which is just kind of a leftover COVID thing. So we did all that. We documented all that, and basically what happened is we filed an application with the state for rent relief, and the program gives us 45 days. And within that 45 days, if we don't hear back or they get denied, we can proceed with our eviction. And we actually did not hear back on their application. It's, as far as I know, still pending. And so we went ahead with our eviction. We went to court. The tenant actually did show up, which was halfway surprising. I know a lot of other landlords who have evictions and the tenants don't show, which is pretty much an automatic judgment for the landlord for possession, at least in our area. But they showed, they stated their case. I had all the documentation, and we were awarded possession. We actually did have a follow-up case because they did ask the judge if they could check on the status of their rent relief application, which we did. We granted them 2 weeks. So we actually had a follow-up hearing. They didn't show up for the second hearing. I was there for maybe 5 minutes, got possession. And what that requires us to do in Virginia afterwards is, after you're awarded possession, you go back to the clerk's office. You have to wait 10 days. There's a 10-day appeal period on the judgment. And after those 10 days, you go back and you can file a writ of eviction. Ooh, that was a big pothole. Sorry about that. You can file for a writ of eviction, which is actually the eviction that is served by the sheriff's office. So the sheriff served our eviction on Tuesday of this past week. Today's Sunday, and it gives them 72 hours to be out of the property, which was Friday morning. I was unavailable, and so the tenant actually called and asked if they could have another 12 hours. They were in the process of moving out, apparently. And so since I wasn't available to go over there and change the locks and fulfill my part of the eviction, we granted them until yesterday at noon, which was Saturday. So we are on the way over here now. It's Sunday, about 4 o'clock. And we're going to see what it looks like. I'm assuming that they are not here. I hope they're not here, because if they are, they're trespassing. And we have some locks with us, and we're going to change the locks and just take a general overview of the house and see what it looks like, see what we need to do to get it turned over, because I've already got another tenant that is interested that we're working through the application process on. I'm really far behind. I'm about $3,500 in the hole on this property right now, just because of rent that they owe. So, you know, we really need to get this thing turned over and get somebody else in it. We are going to be increasing the rent to market value. So, another big bump. This is a terrible road. So we'll see. We are right around the corner, and yeah, we'll just go from there and make a list. Hopefully it's not too bad. It's a brand new house. I'm going to be really upset if it's destroyed inside. So hang tight. All right, just pulled up to the house. Like I said, this is a 2021 Clayton Homes double wide. We just set it in June of 21. It's March of 22 now. First impression, the yard's full of trash. There's, you know, a bunch of stuff on the front porch. Not the end of the world. I don't really want to spend time picking it up, but I'm not really sure how stuff, I don't know how people live. Like, they live, there's trash all in the woods. Basically just blown everywhere. They got some kind of odds and ends around here. Looks like mostly trash. The issue is going to be the trash can go in the trash. There are some laws regarding actual physical, like, items that they might have owned. There's a lawnmower and a vacuum and some other things. So we're going to have to do a little bit of research and figure out what the deal is with that. Got a bunch of stuff on the front porch here. So we're gonna go inside. We'll see what it looks like. Try and move some of this stuff. They did lock the house, which is nice. So the big thing is going to be, did we have all the keys? Hello, anybody here? So this is first look. I have not been in here. This is not made for YouTube or anything like that. So we're all seeing it at the same time. It's a mess. Got a chirping smoke detector. Unfortunately, iPhone, I can't flip this thing around, so we're gonna kind of just rotate a little bit. Carpets are pretty much destroyed. Master bedroom. Good news is most of the blinds and things like that are intact. Just nasty. Boxes of dirty diapers. Toilet's a mess. Just miscellaneous stuff. Amazing how people live like this. It's beyond me. All right, let's go check out the other side. That was the master. Kitchen is not terrible. Just some items. But as far as damage, physical damage, not bad. Cabinets are all in good shape. They got dirty dishes and stuff like that. That's what it is. A lot of like trim pieces, trim from the doors and like this kind of stuff here. We're gonna go ahead and turn the water off just in case. Fridge is slam full. How about that? I'm just walking through today. I'm not dealing with any of this. We're gonna leave, the power stays on and everything like that, but you do want to get in your houses and make sure everything's cleaned out, make sure food and stuff like that is out soon. You don't want that stuff to sit. Bathroom, not terrible. We can work with that. They ripped the brand new toilet holder off. Here's part of that. Thermostat seems to be okay. They never even set it up. Small bedroom. They got a bed, just trash. Walls are just kind of dirty, but the things I'm looking at, I'm not too tore up about this stuff. I'm looking at the condition of the doors, the carpet, the walls, the ceiling. Things that are going to cost money. We got like a broken shelf right here. Things like that that are actual physical, like damaged items, blinds, light fixtures, stuff that's, the clean out stuff is what it is. We got a dump trailer and a couple of guys. It's going to take them, an hour or two maybe to get through here. So the bedroom is not bad. We can work with that. This is the second bedroom. It actually does not smell bad in here, which is fairly amazing. Got one broken blind. Not bad. Our rental properties, we put in Walmart blinds, Lowe's blinds. They're like $15 a piece. So they can tear them off the walls, off the windows. I don't really care. Closet looks pretty good. And we'll just come through and replace them. A typical tenant, we would charge them for them. We charge like $50 a blind, to make sure that they're a little easier on them. There was allegedly a door that was broken. We walked through here about 2 months ago with actually the rep from Clayton. And he said there was a broken door. It looked like somebody put their fist through it, but I don't see it right off. Oh, here it is. It's actually the bathroom door. It's got a little ding in it. The doorknob is loose. We'll just make a list. We'll get this place cleaned out. We'll get a carpet cleaner in here and get it steamed real good. I probably will spend, I don't know, $500 maybe turning this place over, barring anything that comes up that is super crazy. So we'll get in here this week and get it done. We're gonna need some hands, I guess. It's probably a day job. Get my maintenance guy in here and get him working. So we will, I'm gonna actually turn this off for a second. I'm gonna shoot just a really good walkthrough video for our records without all the voiceover on it. And then I'll be back with you guys to talk about a couple of closing items. So hang tight. All right, scale of 1 to 10, 1 being move-in ready, 10 completely trashed and we're gonna bulldoze it. Maybe a 4, I guess, I don't know. I'm not dissatisfied with my experience, but it could be better. So, what do we do now? Well, we bring the dump trailer over and a couple guys and my handyman, and we make quick work of it. We get it back on the market and we get it rented out and keep making money, because we're winners. That's what we do. Lessons learned in the whole, I guess, general landlording / eviction process. Tenant screening, screen. I screen these tenants. We check their references. They didn't have a previous landlord. They were living with family. Red flag, maybe, I don't know. But they met the income requirements. And at some point, we kind of fell off the wagon with it. So I don't know what happened with that. I don't know if I dropped the ball somewhere. We kept in contact with them. We did our inspections. We did everything we were supposed to do, and this one slipped through the cracks. It just goes to show, no matter how well you screen some tenants, sometimes every once in a while you just get a bad one. So I'm not kicking myself over it. You shouldn't either if you find yourself in that situation. eviction process, just document everything. And it's so much easier to start doing it from the time your tenant moves in. It doesn't matter if they're the best tenant in the world. You should be documenting visits and inspections and phone calls and text messages and emails and things like that. I'm not going to say that I'm the best at it. However, I do always make it a point to try and communicate with my tenants through either text or email, or make a note if they call, but my tenants typically don't call me. We encourage them to text, email, or file maintenance requests through our Rent Ready software, which is the platform that we're using to collect rent. That way, if you need to go back, you have a physical record of conversations that you've had with them. And I'll tell you, on this one, emails help me tremendously. We have 10 properties that we manage, and I can't always remember what I've told tenants, or dates, or dollar amounts, or anything like that. And so I was able to pull every email and text message and everything from both of these tenants. And it was huge in court because I was able to have responses from them that they received, requests for payment, that we confirmed that they weren't paying their rent, et cetera, et cetera. So that was huge. So document everything when you interact with your tenants. That will help you tremendously. Please make sure that your tenant has a signed lease. In Virginia, if they don't have a lease, they go month to month. It's so much harder to evict somebody without a lease. It's the first thing the judge is going to ask you when you go to a hearing. Where's the lease? Just write a lease. We use the standard Virginia lease. You can print it off the internet. It's free. It's a fillable PDF. There's no reason you shouldn't be using one. Notices. Read the code. Take some time and read. In our case, it's the Virginia Landlord Tenant Act. It's code. It's codified through Virginia. There's no reason that you shouldn't know that backwards and forwards. You need to sit down, you need to read your eviction laws, and you need to follow them, because ignorance of the law is not going to get you very far. If you're trying to evict somebody, you're going to get your case thrown out. So understand how the notices work, understand when you need to give them, how you need to give them, if they need to be certified, if they need to be given to the tenant in person, and the dates. If it says 14 days, it means 14 days. It doesn't mean 10 days. It doesn't mean 12 days. It doesn't mean 16 days. It means 14 days. Keep copies of all your notices. And actually, I'll tell you something that I picked up, and I don't even know where I picked it up from. Our 14-day, which is basically a pay or quit notice in Virginia, does not have a place for the tenant to sign it, that they received it, although it's required to be delivered in person. So I have all of my tenants that get a notice sign or initial at the bottom, and then I use an app on my phone called TurboScan to scan that document and upload it into their Rent Ready portfolio, and I also save a copy on my laptop. I was also informed the other day that the new Notes app for iPhones will actually scan documents instead of just taking pictures of them. But if all else fails, just take a picture of it, make a copy of it, do something, because that's also something that you're going to need to produce in court. And it really helps if you have a copy of that notice. And make sure it's all of the pages, not just the page that you filled out. Make sure it's the instructions page. Make sure it's any accessory documents that go with it, because they're going to want to see that you gave the tenant the entire notice. I did run into that. I actually went to court and had given them the entire notice, but forgot to print off the other 2 pages for court. I got lucky. What else? Be nice. Not that you shouldn't be nice to your tenants anyway, but man, being nice went a long way in court. Having a good relationship with your tenants, even if they're hateful towards you. Don't get in the situation where you find yourself trying to get some retribution on your tenants for not paying by doing something stupid like cutting the water off, the power off. You hear these stories of landlords going over and changing the locks and taking doors off the hinges while their tenants at work or something like that. Don't do that. You are surely going to get your case thrown out, plus some probably, because that tenant's going to come around and they're going to come after you, and not only are you going to lose, but you're going to owe them money. So You think you're aggravated about not getting rent and having to evict a tenant? Wait till you have to pay them and they're still living in your house not paying rent. So chew on that for a few minutes before you decide to do something stupid without thinking about it. But I felt like when we went to court, our relationship that we had with the tenant helped us tremendously. Both sides had an amicable relationship. I don't dislike my tenants. You know, they didn't pay, which I don't like. But as people, they were personable people, and they were nice, and we got along. And I was able to tell the judge that I was very honest about, you know, that the tenants really had no other issues besides not being able to pay. Come to find out, they were slobs and trashed the house, but that's kind of beside the point. So just having that professional relationship, let's call it that, instead of you don't have to like your tenants, but you do have to be professional. It doesn't matter if you have one property or 100 properties. You need to treat your rental properties like a professional business, because that's what it is. Don't make a bad name for yourself and the rest of us by being a whatever landlord. I almost said something, but I don't know if YouTube's gonna take my video down for that. So yeah, so that's about it. You know, it's just what it is, and it's evictions and bad tenants are part of rental properties. And thankfully this was our first one. You know, it won't be our last, but we try and limit those as much as possible. And it's just kind of part of the business. So hope you guys found this informational. Definitely like our page. I will do my best to start putting some more content up. I apologize again. Life is just crazy right now. But if you have any other questions, you know, definitely inbox me, put a comment below, and you know, I'm usually around. I'm happy to help you guys out, especially if you're in Virginia. I'm pretty well versed on the eviction law now, at least as it stands now post-COVID. So yeah, hit us up, oakroadproperties.com in Virginia. Thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you guys later.